Start the clock.
Hello kitties, Dr. Freedom here with you. Time for some Doctor Who news. News from in and around the universe, things that are going on around Doctor Who that maybe you should know. Now everybody and their mother is out posting a, statement based on the Mirror article that popped up yesterday. And a lot of people are going, well, what if this is spoilers? I'm like, guys, it's the Mirror. It has like a maybe 30% chance of being true, if that. The problem with the Mirror is a lot of hit and miss. It does tend to be a tabloid or tabloid type of news form, and it's just a Mirror. Sometimes they're dead on, a lot of the time they're not. But it does kind of coexist with some things that I was hearing from another source about a week or two ago that I was leaving by the wayside until I heard a little bit more maybe to substantiate it. So it's kind of weird though that it does sort of play in to what I was hearing about possibility of Daleks being back, and that was something I'd heard on Twitter, and I'd also heard from another person. Okay, but once again, keep an open mind. Series 9's coming. There's going to be a lot of great surprises. Matter of fact, Maisie Williams turned 18 today. So, big event for her on set. Also, remember Peter Capaldi. He turned 57 yesterday, which involves, hang on, this little guy right here. That's a picture of him on set with his birthday cake. It's kind of reminded me of that scene from Murphy's Romance where she turns around and goes, okay, Murphy, how many candles did I put on the cake? And he just looks at her and goes, set the bastard on fire. So he's kind of got that look on his face like he's about to say that. So filming's still going on. As far as I know, it's still episode 6, which is, The Woman Who Lived. And I think they've already finished up most of 5, which was the girl who died. And it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out, especially now that we know that Maisie Williams is involved. Who is she playing? What's her character? And, how does she tie into this? Because from other reports we've gotten, episodes 5 and 6 are a period piece. So it's going to be interesting to see how that lays out. Plus the fact they're filming out at St. Fagan's, and they've used, they did have like what appeared to be a medieval type setting going on there. If you got to look at some of the costumes and such, there's photos just around on Twitter everywhere if you want to go take a look. They did have a picture of some extras who are obviously in period costume, but we can't exactly tell what period. You have to really, be an expert on that, which I'm not, okay? All right, but let's go into what we do have. Let's go take a look at some interesting stuff here that's running around the universe right now. Oh yeah, don't forget, one quick reminder, Omega Files this weekend is going to be another one of our John Carpenter movie reviews. That's going to be Big Trouble in Little China. And if you've never seen this movie, I highly encourage you, go take a look. This movie still permeates in the culture quite a bit. They're making those little weirdo figures out of them. They just released some action figures. It's weird how all these different series are getting action figures. I saw Buffy the Vampire Slayer figures out the other day. I'm like, didn't that show go out a long time ago? But I just saw an ad for Big Trouble in Little China figures. And then also, if you look around on YouTube, there is a variant of the Gangnam Style video, except it's David Lopan style. I watched it and laughed my head off. Those guys did a wonderful job on that. Maybe I'll have to find it and put a link to it down when we do, the podcast. I'll just have to remember to do it. But okay, let's get into what we do have for Doctor Who for today. Let's make this quick. Let's make this dirty. Yeah. All right, here we go. Let's take a look at it. Okay, now you all know my stance on this. Is it, Then a Geek put this up, is it time for a new companion in the TARDIS? And the thing is, I kind of sort of agree with him, because how many more directions can they take Clara Oswald, until she starts getting wore out? But at the same time, I have to agree with the fact that in Series 8, she got much better character development than she did in the previous season. You got to know a lot more about her. You got to see a lot more to a character. And plus the way she interacted with Capaldi was a whole new ball game to how she interacted with Matt Smith. And I kind of enjoyed that. So in a way, I'm agreeing with the folks, because I'm kind of on the fence. Originally, I wanted to say, look, she's got to go. But, I can see people's side of it when I look at Series 8. Did a great job with the character. So I don't know. I'm kind of torn here, because I do want to see another companion get a chance to get in there and interact with Capaldi, because we do not know how long his tenure is. The guy just turned 57 years old today, and I know he's probably not going anywhere anytime soon. He really loves the role. The kids are loving him. You know, and the fans are obviously loving them, even though the BAFTAs didn't. Yep. The BAFTAs. The BAFTAs. Okay, but let's move on from that. So if you want to go take a look at this, I'll leave it up to you. They go into some very interesting subjects here, and you know, even what's wrong with Clara then, and it kind of covers both sides of the coin. Okay. Well, all right, let's move on. All righty. Sorry about that. Okay, this is an article over on IO9, but you have to zoom all the way. As a matter of fact, look, there's good old Dave Tennant in his clothes for on the upcoming series, aka Jessica Jones. So if you want to go take a look at this, there it is. All right. And that was pretty much what I had on that one. So I threw it in there so you can go take a look at that. All right. I could have swore there's a bit more, but maybe I'm blowing it. All right. Yes, I am blowing it. But you got to scroll halfway down to the article to get to it because it's like 50 miles long. They tend to do this. All right, here we go. Yeah, they call it first look at as the Purple Man and first look at David Tennant as the Purple Man and AKA Jessica Jones. But you got to go almost to the bottom of the freaking article to get to the damn subject. Okay, but sometimes I do that too. You know. All right, there we go. So if you want to go take a look at that, there's some pictures down here of David Tennant, and he's wearing this really weird looking purple outfit. There we go. There, back to it. And if you want to click on this, it'll give you the actual Instagram image, which is much bigger. So there it is. I'll have a link for it, below in the description box if you want to go jump and check out the article. There's some stuff about Game of Thrones and some other stuff mixed in here. All right. This was pretty interesting. This is a nice little gallery. And this comes from the WWE page. I never thought that would happen here because I'm not a big-time wrestling guy, okay? I haven't been into wrestling since, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat ring a bell to anybody? You ring a bell to anybody? It's been that long. But while traveling with the WWE for its spring 2015 live European tour, Paige and WWE Director of Operations Kane stopped into Cardiff to visit the set of BBC's mega popular science fiction series Doctor Who. And there's a whole gallery of photos here of going around the experience, and they're also checking out the TARDIS console room. You'll get a kick out of this. It's a nice little, pictorial. I'm going to leave it up here for you to go scan at your leisure. All right, moving on. Go behind the cameras. Doctor Who, The Complete History. And no, these are not videos. These are hardback books that tell you the story behind each one of these episodes. Nifty little things. Let's see. From 1963 to today, and from script to screen, discover how every adventure of all 12 Doctors was created in one unique reference collection, a must-have for any Doctor Who fan. And these are all hardback books, man. Hardback books. Imagine having this up on your shelf, if you're a hardcore Who fan. But, Shut up and take my money. Okay, moving on. Alrighty then. Next up, Disney is coming to Disney. All right, Doctor Who's coming to DisneyXD. That's right. The Doctor goes to the mouse. The exploit of this part I don't get, and we'll get into it here in a second. All right, but let's get to this part. The exploits of the 10th Doctor are coming to DisneyXD in North America from Saturday, May 9th. DisneyXD, which is the home of the top-rated action-adventure programming, including Lucasfilm's Star Wars Rebels and Marvel's television animated series, have picked up Doctor Who Series 2 to 4, starring David Tennant as the Doctor. And then series will begin at 9 p.m. Eastern time, or Eastern, Pacific, with a preview airing of the New Earth following the DisneyXD premiere of Fantastic Four. In New Earth, we already know all that. All right, Season 2, Adventures in Time and Space, will continue to roll out on DisneyXD beginning Saturday, June 13th. The special week-long programming event will give fans 8 episodes airing daily Saturday from Saturday, June 13th through Saturday, June the 20th. And beginning June 14th, the episodes will also be available on the Watch DisneyXD app, which allows consumers to watch on tablets, phones, computers, and connected televisions, blah, blah, blah. And, of course, you got the quotes from the big guys in the suits. But here's the thing I can't figure out. Why are they jumping in at the damn David Tennant era? If people are coming to Doctor Who as a new experience, they don't cover any of the basics in the beginning of Series 2. You see, at least with Eccleston, when you're starting with Rose, he tells you all you need to know about, the TARDIS, the Doctor, and all that in that 1-hour episode. You don't get any of that here. You're hopping in the middle. Anybody who hasn't had any experience with the show is going to go like, what the hell is that crap, Daddy? Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Okay, jumping on over to Conservators. Let's get off that bummer. Immediate to Panini, Doctor Who Adventures regenerates. That's right. It's officially the end of an era, but in true Doctor Who fashion, the moment has been prepared for. The final issue of Doctor Who Adventures to be published by Immediate Media is out now. The title has run since David Tennant was in the TARDIS with Billy Piper's Rose Tyler, released on the 5th of April, 2006. But after decreasing circulation, it was announced that Panini UK will take over the publication from Immediate Media. And the new issue, #1, will be released on the 21st of April, and editor Jason Quinn promises changes to the format. And, of course, here's the stuff that's in the latest issue, which is 363, featuring a cover by Mike Collins. And it goes all the nifty little stuff right here. The issue also comes with mystery gifts, competition, yada, yada, yada. So they're shipping it over. Sorry, throat's a little dry. Allergy season's kicking me in the butt. Here's some nice little images from it and all that. And they go into a little bit more about the comic strip and whatnot down here. So this is going to be the last issue made by Immediate Media. It's going to Panini this month. So the new issue is coming out in 6 days. All right, jumping over to Doctor Who. If you didn't catch this before and you're in, and you know what Broadchurch is, watch this little video. It's not even a minute long. It's a nifty little thing here making fun of, oh heck, I'm blanking. Olivia Colman, and it's a nice little Broadchurch skit. Go check this out. It's funny as heck. All right. Also, Peter Davison and Ben Foster chatted about the new Doctor Who Symphonic Spectacular Tour on the Graham Norton radio show. If you want to listen to the clip, boom, here it is right here at this link. You can go sit here, play this, live it, listen to it, whatnot. Okay, lastly for today, I threw this in as a goof just to round it up, because there have been lists like this coming out like mad. You got to remember, we're in the dry area right now, and we're building up towards Series 9, and everybody's grasping at straws to write articles about. And I've seen like a half a dozen of these already in like the last month and a half. All right, but here we go. This is what this particular writer, Ryan O'Connor, wants to see: 9 foes that are due to return. The Monk, now the Meddling Monk, here's the problem. Likely not going to happen. The Meddling Monk became a pivotal figure in the 8th Doctor adventures, and also he supposed to have a reappearance in the Chase, but of course I believe that all that's missing. What's the Chase? No, it was a Dalek Master Plan. Somebody remind me. My brain's fogging up, okay? But he was supposed to reappear in the series, and it didn't, we don't have that footage anymore. But also he did make major reappearances in the 8th Doctor adventures on Big Finish, and I don't think they're going to screw that up. All right, Sea Devils. Hey, I'd like to see the Sea Devils back. Oh, God, especially they need a major comeback after that crap episode, Warriors of the Deep. Oh, gosh, I'm still having nightmare images of the Merca. All right. Oh, man. And they're not good creepy nightmare images. We're talking laughter nightmare images, okay? The Merca was horrible. All right. Sontarans. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of people have been making fun of the Sontarans because of the way they've been carrying on with them with Strax. And sorry, but I keep looking at my little screen there, and I should be looking at the camera. See, all right. The thing is, yeah, the Sontarans have only appeared, since the Sontaran Stratagem, the Poison Sky, little tidbits here and there with, the Strax, and then also they do appear in Big Finish. You find a lot more about the Sontaran race in Big Finish. Lots of nifty adventures with the Sontarans, but a lot of people have feared that they've become a transgalactic, intergalactic, interstellar joke. And the thing is, I thought they were just as threatening as they were. As they were before in the the Sontaran Stratagem Poison Sky. I thought, they're walking around, they're slaughtering dudes, okay? But at the same time, you have to look at the fact of how they were portrayed in Time of the Doctor and whatnot. And like I said, the Strax thing, people have been going nuts about. I like Strax. I think Strax is funny as hell. But maybe we do need to get some really killer Sontarans back into the show. I can agree with them. The Rutan Host. We have not seen the Rutans. You've only seen the Rutans once, other than the fan-made movie Return of the Sontarans, which was it Shakedown? Yeah. Which was a fan-made movie which had Carol Ann Ford, Sophie Aldred, a bunch of others from other, I think Blake Seven, the one lady was from, and they were appearing as different characters. They weren't appearing as Susan Foreman and, Ace. They're appearing as different characters on this yacht, and they encounter, and they get stuck in the middle of a little thing between the Sontarans and the Rutans. But the thing is, on the TV show itself, you've only seen the Rutans once, and that was in Horror of Fang Rock all the way back in the Tom Baker era. It's like, if you're going to bring back a villain from the Tom Baker era that can shapeshift at will, and is really menacing, it should have been these guys. They could really do some major improvements between CGI and the guys over at Milk, with the effects for the Rutans. And I'd really love to see them come back in the new series, revamped, redone, and even more deadlier than they were before. Now, they have appeared a few times over in Big Finish, but not really that much, to be honest. So it'd be nice to see them come back into the main show, and and completely revamped, redone. They'd be kick butt. Same thing with the Draconians. The Draconians were awesome, all the way back in Frontier in Space. Not to mention Big Finish, Paper Cuts. Listen to that one. Good show. And this was a classic Pertwee era, Frontier in Space, and they were a very, very interesting alien species. Kind of modeled off, I believe it was medieval Japan, samurai, stuff like that. Really good enemy. I'd love to see them come back. Fenric's kind of been explored quite a bit in Big Finish. I don't think they're going to let him go. The Vashta Narada, why not? They appeared last time we saw them with Silence in the Library, Forest of the Dead. But at the same time, they did make a good one-off villain. Maybe they could pop back up. All right, number 2, the Wirren. That's a weird pronouncement of that name, I know, but that's the way they do pronounce it on the show, the Wirren. The Wirren have appeared a few times in Big Finish, but at the same time, once again, not really that many times. I think it was like Wirren Island, and I can't remember what the other one was, if there was. And maybe they could pop back into the new show, and they could definitely put out a much better outfit than they did with, oh gosh. As much as I love the Ark in Space, I think it's one of the most classic episodes of all time. I believe I've given it 10 out of 10 repeatedly, and no, that's not a fake rating. I'd love to see the Wirren come back, but revamped with new effects. I'd really love to see that. And lastly, this one I'd love to see. And guess what? They didn't have Omega in here. This is like the first list I've seen of foes Duder that people want to return that didn't have Omega in it. I love Omega to death, but maybe, he is getting a little outdated. But once again, new effects. Okay, Rastan Warrior Robot, same thing. The most kick-ass, deadly assassin droid. You saw him last time, or as a matter of fact, the only time you saw him in Doctor Who was in the 5 Doctors, in which he's kicking an entire squad of Cybermen's butt like a ninja, cybernetic ninja of doom. Oh, man. I'd love to see him come back, this particular robot come back in a whole new thing with whole new effects. It would be awesome. All right, but until then, it's up to your showrunner. All right. Well, that's all I got for tonight, guys. Once again, Omega Files this weekend is Big Trouble in Little China. Like I said, stay tuned to the Omega Files. We got lots of new stuff coming up between now and the series coming back. I ain't telling you nothing. And so you're going to have to stay in suspense. All right, but, until then, enjoy what we're getting. I know a lot of folks aren't into, movie reviews and all that, but we like to have a little fun with it. And they're usually not that long. We're lucky if one goes over a half an hour. But we just have fun sitting down and talking about movies we like. And John Carpenter movies are a genre all their own. But until next time, guys, so we get some more Doctor Who stuff in, take it easy, take care, let freedom out, have a good one.